In Alaska's icy wilderness, a true giant roams, Fat Albert. He's not just any polar bear, he's believed to be the heaviest in all of Alaska. His immense size makes him the undisputed king of the Arctic. Other bears keep their distance, knowing he rules this frozen land. Fat Albert's story is tied to Kaktovik, a small Inupiat village on Alaska's northern coast. Here, humans and polar bears have coexisted for generations. The bears gather near the village, waiting for sea ice to return so they can hunt seals. But none are as famous as Fat Albert. His legend has spread far beyond these shores. When you see him, it's like witnessing a living relic of the Ice Age. He's a mountain of white fur and muscle, his paws the size of dinner plates. Watching him is a reminder of nature's raw power and resilience. Local guides tell stories of his size, and photographers travel from around the world hoping for a glimpse. He's more than an animal. He's a celebrity, a symbol of the Arctic's untamed spirit. People wonder, how did he get so big? What's his secret? Fat Albert is a testament to the richness of the Arctic ecosystem. His story is one of survival, adaptation, and sheer size. He embodies the strength needed to thrive in one of the world's harshest environments. The legend of Fat Albert continues to grow with every passing year. The secret to Fat Albert's size lies in a unique tradition. The Inupiat people of Kaktovik have hunted bowhead whales for centuries. After a hunt, leftover bones and scraps are taken to the bone pile on the edge of town. This pile is a lifeline for local polar bears, especially when sea ice is far from shore. The bone pile provides a reliable, calorie-rich food source during lean months. It's a practical solution. Bears stay fed, and the village stays safer. This arrangement has made Kaktovik a world-renowned spot for polar bear sightings. Bears that frequent the bone pile are often healthier than those elsewhere. For Fat Albert, this bounty is the key to his extraordinary growth. He's become a living symbol of the unique relationship between the community and the Arctic's kings. The bone pile is where legend and survival meet. Fat Albert's diet is the envy of every polar bear. While others struggle to find seals, Albert feasts at the whalebone pile. Whale blubber is packed with calories, perfect for building and maintaining his massive body. This steady, high-fat diet is why he's grown so monumental. When Fat Albert arrives, other bears step aside. He spends hours methodically tearing away strips of blubber and meat. This regular feasting lets him pack on the pounds, building the thick layer of fat that gives him his name. When the sea ice returns, he resumes hunting seals, using his size and strength to his advantage. Most polar bears rely solely on hunting, but Fat Albert has a safety net. The bone pile ensures he never goes hungry for long. His diet is a testament to adaptation and the special relationship between humans and wildlife. Fat Albert thrives because he's learned to make the most of both worlds. His size is fueled by the Arctic's bounty and a little help from Kaktovik. To grasp Fat Albert's legend, look at the numbers. Most adult male polar bears weigh 800 to 1,400 pounds. Fat Albert is estimated at over 1,700 pounds, heavier than a large grizzly or even a small car. Standing on his hind legs, he could reach 10 feet tall. His thick blubber insulates him from the Arctic cold and stores energy for lean times. This immense bulk is a direct result of his high-calorie diet from the bone pile. His size gives him dominance at feeding sites and makes him a formidable hunter. While many polar bears struggle as sea ice melts, Fat Albert is a symbol of abundance. He shows what's possible when food is plentiful and ecosystems are healthy. His story is a stark contrast to the struggles faced by many of his kind. Fat Albert is a living testament to the power of adaptation and the richness of the Arctic. He's not just big, he's a heavyweight champion of the polar world. In a changing Arctic, he stands out as a true giant. Wildlife photographers are adventurers at heart, and Edward Boudreau was no exception. He'd heard tales of the giant bear of Kaktovik and set out to see Fat Albert for himself. Reaching Kaktovik meant braving remote travel and Arctic weather. Edward packed his warmest gear and most trusted camera, ready for the challenge. Upon arrival, he hired a local Inupiat guide, someone who knew the land and the bears. Edward's mission was clear find and photograph the legendary Fat Albert. The search began along the coastline and barrier islands where bears gather. Days passed and Edward saw many polar bears, mothers with cubs, young males, impressive adults. But none matched the size or presence of the king from the stories. Patience was key. Wildlife photography is a waiting game. Edward trusted his guide and kept scanning the horizon for a true giant. The quest for Fat Albert became a test of endurance and hope. He was searching for a legend, and he wouldn't give up. The day finally arrived. Edward and his guide cruised the coast, scanning for the legendary bear. Suddenly, the guide pointed. A massive white form lay near the water's edge. Even at a distance, the bear's size was breathtaking. This had to be Fat Albert. Edward's heart raced as they approached quietly. He readied his camera, adrenaline surging. The bear lifted his massive head, gazing calmly at the boat. There was no fear, just curiosity and quiet confidence. Every feature was supersized. A head like a boulder, shoulders broad as a mountain, paws immense. Old scars marked his nose, proof of a life filled with challenges. The bear exhaled, steam rising in the cold air. In that moment, Edward felt awe. He was in the presence of Arctic royalty. Fat Albert was more than just a large animal. He was a force of nature. The encounter was humbling, unforgettable. Edward knew he was witnessing something extraordinary. He was face to face with a living legend. With camera in hand, Edward began to work. The light was perfect, highlighting the bear's thick fur and powerful frame. Fat Albert seemed to pose, shifting his weight with calm authority. Edward focused on every detail: the black nose, the intelligent eyes, the sheer muscle. Then, Fat Albert stood up, stretching his massive body. On all fours, he was even more impressive: a living mountain. The bear walked along the shoreline, each step deliberate and confident. Edward's guide followed at a respectful distance, allowing him to capture the bear in his wild domain. He framed shots with the icy water and endless tundra behind the bear. Finally, Fat Albert paused at the water's edge, looking out toward the horizon. The light caught him perfectly, his silhouette outlined against the Arctic sky. Edward pressed the shutter. He had the shot he dreamed of. The image captured Fat Albert's size, power, and wild spirit. The quest was complete. The photograph was perfect. Edward's photograph of Fat Albert became iconic. It wasn't just a picture, it was a portrait of a legend. The image captured the hearts of people worldwide, telling a story of survival and adaptation. Fat Albert became an ambassador for his species, a symbol of strength and resilience in a changing Arctic. The photo highlights the importance of reliable food sources and the unique relationship between Kaktovik's people and its bears. It challenges the narrative of polar bears as helpless victims, showing strength and adaptability. Fat Albert's story inspires hope and reminds us of the wild beauty still thriving on our planet. His legacy endures through this unforgettable image. Fat Albert's story is a remarkable tale from Alaska's wild heart. It deserves to be shared with animal lovers, conservationists, and anyone who cares about the natural world. His life offers lessons about coexistence, adaptation, and the power of community. Share his story, show his photographs, and let his legend inspire others. The more people who know, the more who will care about the future of his species. Fat Albert is more than just the heaviest polar bear. He's a symbol of strength in a changing world. His story reminds us why we must protect wild places and the creatures that call them home. Let's be storytellers for the wild, passing on the legend of the Great Bear of Kaktovik. Every share helps build a stronger voice for wildlife conservation. The legend of Fat Albert is a gift. Let's ensure it echoes across the world.